Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube page, Put On Your Positive Pants. So I shared with you guys in the beginning, in one of my first videos, that I was going to be totally real with you. And when I go through struggles, I'm going to share them with you because I feel like the only way that people can realize that um, when you go through a struggle, you can still see the positive. You can still find ways to see the positive. So, a little background about myself before I share what my struggle was this morning. Um, I grew up in a foster home until I was 18, and it was a very abusive home. And there was a lot of times, a lot of nights where I would go to bed and I wasn't sure if I was going to wake up the next morning. Um, there was a lot of times I was physically in so much pain that as a child, I just thought I wasn't going to make it. And I didn't really have a lot of hope for my future at that time. And then I would get up in the morning and I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm still here. I'm good. And I would get up very early in the morning. I was one of those kids that, even though I didn't like going to school, I loved going to school in a way because I got to be away from my home. So I was the early riser, getting up, packing up my stuff, getting ready for the day. I was ready to go way before I was even supposed to be heading out the door. I would go to the bus stop early just so that I could just get out and be away. And so I think that explains to me. This morning I realized, wow, I'm like, that's why I get up so early in the morning. I've always been an early morning person. Um, anyways, so coming into today, this morning I woke up with that feeling. Now here I am, I'm 55. I just turned 55. And I still have mornings where I wake up and I'm like, oh wow, I'm alive. I'm here. I'm like, wow, it's a new day. And I'm excited. I'm like, oh my goodness, I did it. And I had that feeling so many times as a child. I did it. I made it. I'm a survivor type attitude. And so this morning, it doesn't happen very often, but this morning it happened and it kind of took over me. I was emotional and it brought me right back to my childhood, my feelings, and all that stuff. But I decided, you know what? Sometimes you hear that quote, live in the moment. Sometimes, depending on what that moment is, sometimes you have to step out of that moment. You have to figure out a way to step out of that moment. You can't camp there. You might have gone through stuff as a child, but you can't keep bringing that into your present. You've got to somehow figure out how to keep that in your past because it's not happening now. It happened then, but it's not happening now. And so it took me years to learn how to be able to quickly turn that over. I call myself Tigger because I bounce very quickly now. I can bounce out of those negative emotions very quickly, mostly through the help of God. But the living in the moment thing it is good for some people to say, okay, just stay here, stay right where you're at today. Don't worry about the future. That part is very right. But living in the moment, sometimes you have to step out. So today, the way I stepped out of my moment is I got my coffee and I got my coffee mug, my Frye. My Frye. Yay is one of my favorite words. I dressed in my favorite colors, purple. I dressed fun in stripes and whatever this is, gingham. And I put on can you see them? My happy socks. I put on my happy socks. And I talked to one of my good friends and we prayed on the phone. And I texted a couple people and encouraged them, which encourages me. And so that was how I got out of my moment today. And now that probably took me about 20 minutes to get out of that moment. And now I feel like I'm good now. My day is good. I went to God, I went to friends, I encouraged, I put on happiness. I put on a little bit more makeup today. Kind of did my hair, but I decided that I'm going to have a good day no matter what, and I'm not going to bring those negative feelings into my day. So I stepped out of that moment and into a good moment. So I hope that helps you with whatever struggles you're going through. And I hope that you all have a very great day, a positive day. And I hope that you're able to put on your positive pants and just be joyful. Have a great day. Bye.